This iPad Pro. Literally, this iPad Pro in my hands right now holds all of the secrets to my architectural knowledge. But more importantly, it holds one special document, a construction checklist that literally reveals all of my construction secrets. Now, this is not something I've shared with you guys in the past at all. Not on this YouTube channel, not on social media, not anywhere. This is the first time you're going to get a behind the scenes look at exactly what is in the construction checklist, what is held behind the paywall, and best of all, two people are going to be able to download this checklist 100% for free. So be sure to pay attention throughout this video to find out exactly what you need to do to win this digital download. But for now, let's dive in to the construction checklist and showcase everything that you need to know. Let's begin today with showing you exactly how you can get this checklist first, and then we'll dive into exactly what's inside the checklist as well. So if you want to grab a copy of the checklist, you jump across to davidtomic.com.au. You head over to the products page first of all. At the bottom, there's three options of this checklist. First of all, you have the sketch design checklist, which is a very simple document. It only has a couple pages and it focuses on the start of an architect's journey. It's a sketch design checklist, very obvious. Of course, you have the construction drawings checklist, which is what we're focusing on today. It's on the right-hand side of our screen. And in the middle, you have the value pack. So if you want to grab both the sketch design and the construction drawings for a bargain price, you can grab the value pack. But we're talking about the construction checklist. You just simply jump into that, hit add to cart, and download it immediately. If you literally want to try and figure out what's in this by copying it, go for your life. I'm here to give as much free content as I can. This is just here to save you guys a ton of time if you want to spend a small amount of money. Now let's talk about the actual checklist itself. On the right hand side, you'll see the working drawings checklist. It's designed for any residential job and it can extend to commercial jobs as well, but it's not recommended because it doesn't go into that much detail. We'll start actually all the way at the bottom. We'll start with the consultants because these may be potentially required in your actual project. You can see there's a series of consultants that are generally required on major architectural projects. Let's say you're the architect, you can simply tick that box and it will tick it for you. If you need a structural engineer, an electrical, a hydraulic, potentially a fire and an energy efficiency, you just go through that list and tick it one by one. Now, so many people have asked me, why is this a black document, David? Why is it not white? Why can't I print it? Why can't I reuse it? Well, the answer is so obvious. You shouldn't be having to print these things. These are digital documents. You should use them on the computer time and time again. And if I make them black, hopefully I'm going to encourage so many more people to not print these documents. That's why I've called it a negative doc. Think before you print, please. Whatever we can do to save a couple trees here and there, let's at least attempt it. If you just download it, print it and waste it, it's a complete waste of everybody's time. Whereas if you actually go through it online, you use it step by step, hopefully you're going to get so much value out of it. Now let's jump back up the top and talk about the site plan. The site plan is the first page that usually comes up on an architectural set of drawings. And generally we need to have some key information on that site plan. The first page articulates all of that information that we need to showcase. So generally what this checklist is used for is very simple. You're going to complete a set of architectural construction documentation, and when you go to check it or when somebody else goes to check it, they're going to need something to cross-check that against. And time again, you're going to do the same drawings on repeat, but you're going to forget about all those little details that are truly required to make a set of architectural documents good. So in this checklist, I've made sure that some of those most common and most forgotten items are included all the way through the project. So on the site plan, you want to actually be able to denote some important information. For example, the plumbing items. Have you shown all of your plumbing items? Have you shown your toilets, your hand basins, your kitchens, etc.? If you haven't, it's probably unlikely that they're going to be able to build this properly. The first thing that goes under a concrete slab and during the actual earthworks is of course the prelay for the plumbing and the prelay for the electrical. So the plumbing and the electrical items are so critical to make sure we know where some of those key elements are going into our actual project. Moving down the page, you're going to see the floor plan. Now, one thing you'll notice is the scale has actually changed. The floor plan is a minimum 1 to 100, whereas the site plan was a minimum 1 to 200. Now, this is in metric units, of course. It is not in imperial, so 1 to 100 may be completely different in your America, but you can convert that quite easily. On the floor plan, you're going to need a little bit more information than what you showed on the site plan, and we depict what we need to actually show. For instance, room names and dimensions and annotations. We didn't have any of that previously on the actual site plan. We weren't talking about the floor coverings, the sliding door directions. We weren't talking about those finer details, but we do need to talk about them once we get onto the floor plan. So hence why this checklist is going to help guide you to put the right information on the right pages. Moving on to elevations, and to be honest, I'm not going to run through this entire checklist, otherwise I'm going to give it all away. I want some of you guys to actually enjoy this when you win the competition. Stay tuned to find out exactly how you can actually enter this competition throughout this video. On the elevations, of course, there's a few more different elements that we want to show. For instance, do we have any downpipes and control? Joints on our actual elevations? These things are critical for the architectural expression. If we don't show it on the elevation, the client might look back and go, I never knew there was going to be a downpipe right next to my bedroom. Why wasn't it articulated? Why wasn't it shown? It drives me crazy. So by showing it on your elevation, you can avoid so many dramas. As you probably already noticed, there's a lot in this construction checklist, and there is so much that you need to know. So you definitely want a copy of this on hand, on file all the time. Once you download it, you can use it a million times over to your own discretion for as many jobs as you like. So if you want to be the lucky person that wins one of these checklists, I'm going to select 2 people from the comments down below. Entry is very, very simple. All you have to do is comment keen eye and then also tag your Instagram handle down below as well. At the end of the month, I'm going to select 2 people at random, message them directly on Instagram with the construction checklist ready to go. So make sure you comment down below and be in the running to win this incredible package. This will be the second last page I share with you guys today, and it's the sections page. Sections are where we start actually talking about construction information and of course how this building is going to come together in time. The sections are a minimum 1 to 50 here in Australia. You can make them even larger if you'd like to. So when we're cutting our section, some things are critically important. For instance, the roof pitch, have we articulated that properly? The structural annotations, our wall tags, our flashings, our insulation. Does the builder know exactly what R value insulation is going to that wall? Do you know exactly what R value insulation is going to that wall? You could make a critical error by simply selecting the wrong wall type and the wrong insulation. So many times have people shown the wrong R value in a very small wall and it just doesn't fit, it doesn't work. So they're going to have to beef up that entire wall. It is so much easier to pick that up with a checklist as you're working through your construction drawings rather than making the mistake on site and costing hundreds of thousands of dollars. So make sure you actually go through each individual item as best as you can. I'll skip ahead to our construction details as my final reveal on this actual document. Now I've skipped ahead to construction details because it's part of the sections. We want to show small call outs from our sections on our construction details page. So anything that is incredibly architectural, incredibly intricate, or something that you want to specifically get 100% right. Maybe it's a cabinetry detail, maybe it's a cornice detail, God knows. Maybe it is as simple as how 2 floor connections join, how the timber floor meets the carpet. All of these are important architectural details and we want to show construction details to go with it. So when we draw construction details, it's again at a much, much larger scale, 1 to 20 minimum. If you find that the call out you've selected is just too small at 1 to 20, blow it up. Take it to 1 to 5, take it to 1 to 1, it doesn't matter. 1 to 20 is a minimum, meaning you can pick whatever you think is realistic and what is going to help and provide the most value. When we're talking about construction details, we're talking about the finer details you can't see at a 1 to 50. So for instance, sarking. Sarking is so thin most of the time that you'll just see it as a blank line on a massive 1 to 50 section. Whereas at a 1 to 5 or 1 to 20, you're going to be able to actually articulate this a lot better. Same goes with our flashings, of course, and our waterproofing details for our footing details. All of these things can be articulated in construction details so much easier than they can be anywhere else in the documentation package. Anyway, that is all for me, team. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got some valuable content out of this. And if you did, make sure you smash that subscribe button below because we're aiming for 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. It's a huge, huge goal, which I literally cannot achieve without your support. So hit the subscribe button, comment a friend down below who might be interested in this channel, share it with anybody you know, and help me get to that infamous 100,000. Like I said, that is all from me, so I'll see you next week.